Hi, I'm Julia Anderson, and I'm the program coordinator, and we're in the Rainbow Center today.
Thanks for sitting down with us today. To start off, why don't you tell us what would bring a student to your office?
Students can come to the Rainbow Center for any reason. They might want to take a nap or ask a specific question about the LGBT community. We have safer sex supplies out front, and sometimes students just want to play our board games.
Where exactly is your office located?
We are located on the fourth floor of the Student Union on the side that is stacked directly on top of the Student Union Theater.
What are your hours?
The Rainbow Center is open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday.
What is your favorite part of doing your job?
One of the coolest things that I do is I teach an FYE class for first and second year students on LGBT representation in media. And I co-teach that with one other person, and we rewrite the syllabus every semester so that it's very up to date with some of the latest TV shows, and it's really fun.
That's really cool. What are the services your office provides?
We provide a lot of different services. As I mentioned, we do safer sex supplies. We also do HIV and Hep C testing. We do one-on-one meetings with students. There are tons of opportunities to get involved. We do programs. And we also do a lot of educational information, like trainings or information packets.
What is a misconception of your office?
A really common misconception of really all the cultural centers is that you have to identify with the community that the center is based on. And so a misconception about the Rainbow Center is that you have to be LGBT to come here, or even if you've gotten past that misconception, that everyone who hangs out here is in the LGBT community. That's just not true. We're open and welcoming to every student, faculty, and staff member who's interested in hanging out here, and we'd love to see you.
What is something new that your office is working on?
So if you've ever heard of the Rainbow Center Safe Zone program, we are moving away from that program and into a new educational initiative that we're calling the Rainbow Center Institute. It's going to be really cool and hybrid between online modules and in-person training, and then continuing education and webinars. So it won't just be like a one-time training anymore. It'll be something that's a little bit more flexible and can incorporate a lot of new ideas and change over time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are some special aspects of your cultural center?
Yeah, so we've got a few things that make us unique. I think that one of my favorite things is just our student staff. We have student staff that are really passionate about the work that we do, and they get to plan a lot of our programs. So almost none of our programs are planned by the professional staff here in our office. Students design and come up with the goals and the initiatives between our programming. They find out who our keynote speakers are going to be and get in contact with those folks. And one of the really cool things about that is that if a student has an idea for a program that they want to do, as long as they can get it done, it's done. And so it's really student-centered programs, and that's why I think our calendar is really interesting to a great many of UConn students.
How long have you been involved with the center?
I'm heading into my 4th year working here.
Awesome. What are some of the clubs and organizations associated with your center?
Yeah, the big student organization to know with the Rainbow Center is what's called the Queer Collective. And it's called a collective because it really is that. It's a larger conglomerate of many smaller organizations that are generally centered around more specific identity groups. And so you can find people who want to talk about being queer in general on a larger scale, or in any number of more specific populations. The other one to know about is Out in STEM, which is really about working in STEM fields and what it's like to be LGBT in that field.
You touched on this earlier about some of the programs that run out of your center. Can you talk a little more about the different programs that run out of the Rainbow Center?
Yeah, so some big key programs to keep in mind. During the fall semester, we'll do a back-to-school bash. And last year, we packed this place to the brim. It's usually very well attended and just a very casual way to get to know some folks. We then also do National Coming Out Day in the fall, and you may have noticed our annual t-shirt competition. Our t-shirts are hung up in the Rainbow Center if you've ever stopped by and visited. And so we do free t-shirts for National Coming Out Day and usually a keynote speaker as well. And then in the spring semester, we do our drag show and our lavender graduation ceremony.
What are some of your culture center traditions?
Yeah, so I think my favorite tradition is lavender graduation, and lavender graduation is a graduation ceremony that was founded on the principle that it's sometimes harder for communities and families that don't look like a typical heteronormative model to participate in graduation ceremonies or to feel included in them. And so 20 years ago this year, lavender graduation ceremonies were founded, and then colleges all across the country participate and invite students, LGBTQIA plus community members who are graduating to participate, as well as their advocates.
If a student is looking to get involved with the Rainbow Center, how could they do that?
Yeah, so this one's really easy. Just stop by the Rainbow Center, talk to someone at the front desk. And one quick way to start making connections is to attend a few of our programs. I think what's cool about the way that we do our programs is that you'll notice quickly if you attend a few that there are frequent flyers. You'll see some of the same people at a great number of our programs. But then also people come to programs based on just what they're interested in. And so once you attend a few programs, you'll start to know people, but you'll also have the opportunity to continually meet new folks who are interested in Rainbow Center programs.
Outside of the center, where's your favorite place to go on campus?
Yeah, I thought a lot about this question. I think that my answer to that would be the Connecticut Repertory Theater. I've attended a lot of plays and programs there, and I haven't been to a bad one yet, and so they actually do things in several theaters, so I don't know if it counts as one place, but I'm gonna count it.
If you could give any college student one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't worry at all about what you think college is supposed to be like or what you think other people's experiences are like. You're not alone in how you feel, or any concerns you might have about college, other people are going through them too. If you're authentic about your experience, you'll find very quickly that you're within a community.
What are 3 words you would use to describe the center?
I think that the center is welcoming and that we center our work around education. And one of the things that we do that's really important is advocacy work.
If you had an unlimited budget, what is one thing your center would offer?
I did a project in grad school about an unlimited budget and an LGBT resource center, and the thing that I proposed was a sleepaway camp for LGBTQ student leaders to get to know one another and develop goals and execute an action plan for how they wanted their campus to look after participating in that program. And it would take a lot of money. I had to run a budget, but it would be cool.
That does sound really cool.
Yeah.
Why is having the Rainbow Center so vital to students at UConn?
Yeah, this one's really important because I think that sometimes we get this question with alumni coming back or new students where it's like, isn't the LGBT community like fine now? Basically everything's good, so mostly this is just a place to hang out, right? And I think that that's true for some students. Some students will walk onto campus and never once think about their LGBTQ identity except for, when they're looking for a date or introducing themselves to others. But other students will be coming out when they're in college, and no matter where you are in life, that's something where it's good to have a community and friends. I also think a lot of people have questions about the LGBT community, and one of the central parts of our mission statement is make sure that everyone feels equipped to engage well with the LGBT community and that they have the information that they need to be successful. And so I think that there's always going to be a need for a resource center like this.
For our final question, how can RAs work with your center throughout the year in the residence halls?
Yeah, so one of my top pieces of advice for RAs would be to get your floor together, get your friends together, and come to some of our programs. And that's something that you can do all year to any of our programs. Check out our calendar, and we'd love to have you. But also, the cool new initiative that I was talking about earlier, the Rainbow Center Institute, try to get involved with that. So the first module will be on Husky CT. It'll be a breeze. Just do it whenever you're available. And then once you participate in the in-person training, which is only 3 hours, just one time, forevermore after that, you'll have access to these really cool webinars with great speakers who can talk a little bit about what they're really passionate about, and I think that that can help expand your learning and get you talking and thinking about new communities and ways that other identities intersect with LGBTQ identity.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us today. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.